Gardens can be full of magic and creativity, and nowhere is the magic more alive than at the Brothers Greenhouses, known for their fabulous hobbit house. And you might even hear birdsong from the aviary behind us. Looking for materials and ideas to fuel your passion for creating fantastical gardens? Or maybe you're not familiar with the delightful art of fairy gardening. Well, be prepared to get hooked as I share some of the great ones created by the Brothers Greenhouse staff, and we'll make one together. Fairy gardens are fantasy worlds created to surprise and delight those who come upon them. And while miniature gardens have been popular since Victorian times, fairy gardens became an American thing following the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. The miniatures displayed there in bonsai dish gardens ignited imaginations, created magical places for elves, sprites, pixies, gnomes, and other enchanted folk is more popular than ever. Both children and adults enjoy making tiny gardens. Simple or elaborate, they allow for countless hours of imagination and make-believe. In a traditional pot, silly container, or the outdoor landscape, the possibilities for expression are endless. Fairy gardens include small plants scaled to look realistic with the tiny figurines placed among them. Slow-growing succulents and very low-growing ground covers like thyme are great choices. Then irresistible worlds are created among the plants to entice fairies to frolic. It's not unusual to find only the trappings of a fairy and not the fairies themselves. After all, they're a bit shy and are only seen by those who believe in them. To build our basic fairy garden, we're using a shallow container, multi-purpose potting soil, some carefully selected plants, moss, rocks, and a few adorable furnishings. And that's it. The materials are easy to find anywhere. After adding the soil, now it's the creative part, the layout of the plants and the figurines. I'm setting the plants around the edges to allow for an open space for my fairy house, which I'm going to place on a bed of moss that I brought from home. If you're having a hard time choosing what to include, think about how your garden spirits will play, relax, and enjoy their space. Most of our local independent nurseries carry a selection of cute fairy garden pieces, but many aficionados make their own from natural materials like twigs, stones, and seed pods, which bring as much joy to the creators as the finished gardens. Create some of your own garden magic with a whimsical miniature garden. When I started making these, my imagination led me to create a fairy garden. Where will your imagination take you? Peg's favorite book on the topic is Fairy Gardening by Julie Bodden Davis and Beverly Turner.
Thank you.